as a mission.
Ethiopia, yes.
Freedom, redemption, repatriation to learn. Every man, woman, and children is their own Rastafari. As a mission. Freedom, redemption, repatriation to learn. Every man, woman, and children in their own vine and fig tree. Through Marcus Garvey voice. Rastafari.
The mission accomplished.
The mission, Ethiopia, yes. The Western world now. Black and beautiful is the way to go. Last year, yeah. Rastafari.
Give thanks to life. Give thanks to life. Give thanks to life. And we say it again, give thanks to life. Above all things, give thanks for life. If all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights, and they are endowed reason and conscience, and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood, then why do nations treat other nations like that? And why do races treat other races like that? Saying that all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights is showing recognition that you accept that the creator of this great universe, the Almighty, created everyone equal. That's Article 1 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. A declaration within the United Nations. United Nations is a governing body. Or is the governing body of the world that supposed to bring some peace and equality and justice upon the face of the earth. It's a covenant. It's a covenant. The first covenant was already violated already. And there was a covenant, you know. There was a covenant that was made. Remember, after the flood, the great flood, they said the world was destroyed. However, in biblical language, floods and storms and all of these things, it means wars, isn't it? Remember, the book is still a spiritual book, it's a metaphysical book. So let us look on another spiritual side of things. Let us go into floods. So there was an ark that was being built up on top of the mountain. Built on top of the mountain, the ark. Built on top of the mountain, the ark. On top of the mountain, the ark. Mountain, strength, power. So the ark is built up on top of the mountain. Father Noah calling people to come into this ark. Togetherness into this ark. However, flood happened upon the face of the earth. We don't want to go too far. So it's flood, say it's war upon the face of the earth. So after the war ended now, after fighting and fighting and fighting, Father Noah sent out a bird. Couldn't find any place, so came back in return. Father Noah sent out a dove. Remember, the dove means peace, you know. Is it that these were communications that was going on to make peace upon the face of the earth? Is it deliberation that is going through? I'm bringing your mind somewhere. I want you to look into something. Is it deliberation that's going through? Is it continuing reasoning? Because we're symbolizing peace. Father Mount Noah and his 8 souls in his ark. We war upon the face of the earth, there's flood. Seeking peace. So the bird comes for, the bird which is symbolizes dove comes with an olive branch in his mouth and in her mouth, in its mouth. That's another symbol for peace. Again. However, the next time Father Noah sent out the dove, it never returned. So them say the water abyss. No more flood, no more water. It's peace now. So here comes a covenant upon the face of the earth, red, gold, and green, you know. The colors of the rainbow, the spectrum of light. And it's a covenant that everyone should abide under. This covenant. And the next time is not just flood, it's just fire. That means it's total desolation, burning up everything. So it's a covenant. I'm just saying that. Right? So just look into that matter for me. So that's a covenant. That's the first covenant for all the nations upon the face of the earth to come under one covenant. Because the sun doesn't shine upon you or that nation think that they own a part of the sun and they own a part of the stars and they own a part of the moon. It belongs to everyone upon the face of the earth. Everything revolves around the sun. So therefore, the sun doesn't shine upon you alone. So whoever you are as a nation of people, as a race of people, you are entitled a part of the sun. You are entitled to the moon. You are entitled to the stars. That's a covenant of the Almighty. We are all under one covenant. So therefore, all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. This is the covenant of the nations, the member states of the United Nations. From the United States, where the seat of the United Nations is in the New York, to Britain, to France, to Portugal, China, Russia, member states, Jamaica, African countries, South American, Central American countries, member states of the United Nations. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards another in a spirit of brotherhood. If you are endowed with reason and conscience, that does not mean that your mouth is to be zipped and your mouth is to be kept silent. You can speak. Now this is a covenant. That means all human beings are born free and equal. Article 2. It doesn't matter which color, race, creed, political, property, or birth you may find yourself under. All rights in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights belongs to you. So many rights, from Article 1 through to 15 to the 30. However, the middle rights, The one in the middle. The half of it. Article 15. Everyone has a right to a nationality. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his nationality, nor denied the right to change his or her nationality. That is something to look under there. Everyone has a right to a nationality. The man from China have his children born in Jamaica because he owns a little haberdashery in Jamaica. He might own it in St. Lucia too, I might own it in Trinidad or some other place in the Caribbean. Even America, he owns it too. Even owns it in Africa. The man from China says he's Chinese. Although he born there, in those countries, he says Chinese. So even if he born there, and because he was born at this public hospital, and they register the child because the child was born there, if he says he wants his child to be Chinese, you can't stop him or hold on to him, You cannot tell him that he cannot get his child registered as a Chinese national. And many of these other races can do the same. However, I notice the race that I am from, the black race. When we are to claim for our nationality, I notice these colonial masters, they have so many rules and try to deny us of our nationality that we claim to be. We're brought down into the Western world, and many of these slave ships stop in Jamaica, send away from Jamaica to different parts, born in Jamaica, want to claim for our nationality. They say, where you come from?
The mission, Ethiopia, yes, the Western world no. Black and beautiful is the way to go.
You have to prove where you come from in Africa. I never hear Mr. Chin say you have to prove where you come from in China. They divide up Africa, and then they want you to prove where in Africa you are from. The black man and black woman is the person that is denying of their nationality. The nationality that the black man and the black woman must hold on to is being a Jamaican, a Trinidadian, an Antiguan, St. Lucian, Bahamian, Dominican, and American. Although you have a big thing in America now because many of the black people in America, they say they are indigenous and they are not Africans and all different kind of things. Even in Jamaica, I hear some people that speaking of say they are the Arawak Indians. I do not know what's going on with my people. However, I guess everyone has a right to their own nationality. So, the black man, the black woman, United Nations said they have a right. No one shall be deprived of his or her nationality, nor deny the right. Why is it a stumbling block? And why is it a barrier for the black man and the black woman to claim for their nationality? It's a question. Whosoever is hearing this or watching this at this time, you could place your comment. Probably you are one of the persons that don't want to change your nationality, but I mean, there are many people that want to change their nationality. I went to a lecture on, was it November 13th? 2016. It was a book launch. And Mr. Small was there, Jerry. And he made a speech and he said that many people in this world do not know that any country they're born in, they are entitled to a piece of land. It's a serious thing that he made, you know. He said many people do not know they are entitled to a piece of land. When you look at it, God Almighty gave every nation geographically a land mass upon the face of this earth. He gave crocodiles the swamp as their place that they're supposed to be around. So the crocodiles, they live in swamp. Swamp. Tortoise, you have turtle. You have the fish, you have the shark. Certain mammals, certain things, they find themselves in the deep. Snakes have their place that they're supposed to be. Once you're going through there, you know that snakes live there. They were born there. You have different lions in Africa from that in other places. They were born there. Different monkeys, that part of the jungle, they were born there. Certain snails, born there. Humans. When you're born in the country, it's more to abort you, to get rid of you. They say the earth is overpopulated still. No matter the smallest country you visit, there's so much land there that every citizen in the country could get a land big enough, as Mr. Small said, not just a house spot, but to plant a vineyard, a farm. Still you are denied of this. I guess it's because it's slavery ground, so you can't get anything. To own property, you have to go through so many things to own even a piece of land in the Caribbean, these places. In America, many people can't even own land. They better be satisfied with what they give them in the city and the skyscrapers and the building that they have to go to live in and pay a mortgage until they die, and their children pay the rest of the mortgage until they die, and another set pay the mortgage till they die. And the property, the house that you're living in is a piece of plywood houses, maybe. So you own nothing for yourself. Big luck, big country. Anyway, so you have to look into this thing and look deep into this. You're born upon the face of the earth and there's nowhere for you. And because you do not know that, they reduce to 2 is better than too many, or they reduce it to 1. Because the earth is overpopulated. So you tell your husband you can't have more than 1 children. Not 1 children, 1 child. Only 1 child you can have. You can't have 2 children. So you stick to your pill and you stick to your birth control, and he stick to his condom. Not condom, you know, condemn. Remember Pope Paul II, he had announced it. That condom, which you call condom, cannot prevent you from catching HIV and these things. Remember, condom. So anyway, he discharged his sperm into a plastic bag. Millions of sperms. Because you have been fed with the belief that the earth is overpopulated. And you bringing a child into the field on the earth is going to cause more chaos. That's what the leaders of the world tell you. Have you living in a hoax and living in their delusions? Acres and acres of land in Jamaica. Nearly 3 million people in Jamaica, and still you have homeless people in Jamaica. Not even 200,000 St. Lucia. Acres and acres of land, and still you have people that need lands. Same in every country. Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions square miles of land in Africa. And the European masters still continue to want to go there and say the place is overpopulated. Everyone has the right to a nationality. No one shall be deprived of his nationality nor deny the right to change his or her nationality. Why do you want us to remain where we have nothing? You live in the Caribbean. Years. They don't pay you that you could buy a piece of property. The property is so much. Who give you authority and power to sell lands at such a high price? Tell me, what formula did you use? What portion did you use? Tell me what formula. Because probably I could use this formula also, and I could go into the depths of the sea, and I could even put this formula out there and get a piece of land that's come up out of the sea, and I could own a continent for myself, a country for myself. Because you seem to have the formula that you could tell me, that this property worth so and so much money. The same property, the same land that the Almighty did teach you from long time that it's not to be sold. It's just like you lease a property to generation and to generation. If you're not utilizing it, you might lose it because someone else needs the use of it to plant and to develop and raise a family. Who give you that power to sell that land for so and so amount of money? That is the thing. How many people consider these things? Mr. Small said, I'm quoting, how many people know that they are entitled to a piece of property when they are born? Not just a land, a piece of property to build a house, but to farm. We never say plant, to farm. You know what is a farm? There are so many lands there in Jamaica and all of these places they call Queen's Land or Crown Land or whatever you call it. And there are so many people. But the thing is that your colonial master who colonized you as a leader don't want to see your people survive. They don't want to see your people have anything. Man is going to be here for a long time. Man is going to be here for millions of years. So your little inoculation brain and inoculated doctrine that you have from your pastor or your priest telling you that the world is going to end, you better move with that fictitious story. You have people living to die for tomorrow. Then suppose tomorrow never come. And he's preparing for today to die for tomorrow. So every day prepare to die for tomorrow. With your little fictitious story. When you tell him that he must live to die for tomorrow, you tell him that he must not have any children because his children are going to suffer. So you lock him down. You lock down his reproductive system. You only want your factories to reproduce pills that will destroy infertility pills that destroy the man and the woman. Foods that destroy the man and the woman. God's kingdom is a kingdom of multiplication, not just having children, but multiplication in everything. Did I speak that too fast for you? God's kingdom is a kingdom of multiplication. Not just multiplication sexually, but multiplication in everything. Why spend so much money on nuclear weapons when you could spend that amount of money to ensure that you have enough avocado trees, because you know avocado builds the muscles, apple trees, naseberry trees, soursop trees, golden apple trees, orange, and I mean trees that bear fruits with seeds, and stop hunger upon the face of the earth. No, you have no intention of doing that. Your intention is just think that you can have the world for yourself. I will close you in a room and give you all the food to eat, and you better eat up everything. You know, when we were growing up, our parents, when you behave like you're too greedy, your grandmother would say, your grandmother would put some food in front of you and said, if you do not eat it off, I'm going to beat you. Because that means you want the food. If you do not eat it off, I'm going to beat you. And then after she said that, grandmother said, if you eat it off, I'm going to beat you. That means you're greedy. If you eat up all of that food there, you're greedy. So what are you going to do? You better remove that greedy mentality out of your mind and out of your thoughts. Everyone has a right to a nationality. The sun is for everyone, the moon is for everyone, the stars is for everyone. So why deny a person of their nationality? The black man and the black woman desire to have a nationality. The black man and the black woman desire to have a nationality. You said he must talk to be a Jamaican. Still, the rights of the Jamaican people, you still have the people in first class and second class. The rights of the American people, you still have them in first class and second class. Those in Canada, those in Britain, those in St. Lucia, in Barbados, in Bahamas. You don't have anyone equal. You do not have anyone equal in dignity and rights. The same right that the rich man have, you don't have it for the poor. Who you make poor by the standard of living that you have given unto him. So he can't rise himself. The only thing he can do buy food to feed himself. And because he can't feed no more than himself, he doesn't even want to take up a wife. And if he do take up a woman because he's lonely and have a child, then he's probably not there because he cannot survive to take care of them. However, when that happens, still you have a way that you might send him to court. And then you have to pay child support but you have not given him a way out. Same thing for the man, same thing for the woman. Everyone has a right to a nationality. Why remain at a place where nothing is going on for you, where you could make your life better somewhere else? Why deprive a man of his nationality? The black man and the black woman in the Western world did not come down here voluntarily. They were forced. They were kidnapped. Have you no heart? Well, you have no heart because your ancestors did it. Many of you are wondering who's to pay the reparation. Many of you are wondering who's to give the compensation. It was your foreparents that did it. It is you, same one today, that is living up. Barclays Bank. Big Barclays Bank in England. It was built upon slave masters' works that they did by brutalizing the Africans. Liverpool, Bristol, Manchester, all these places were built by Africans. Everyone has a right to a nationality. That is why when Jamaica got self-determination sovereign of a nation, self-determination in 1957, given to them by the outgoing governor, Sir Hugh Foot, 9th of November. That means the people had a right to choose if they wanted to go home to Africa or they wanted to remain in Jamaica and build up Jamaica. The most right honorable King Emmanuel Charles Edwards on the 1st of March 1958 did form the Ethiopia-Africa Bloc, that time National Congress. Now it's called the International Congress because it has gone 4 wings of earth now. To bring forward its people, black people, Jamaica and the Western world, to own their nationality. You forcing the people of Jamaica to a bogus independence on the 6th of August 1962, telling them that they are Jamaican. Want them to give up a continent for an island, a little baby place. You forced on the nationality of Jamaican upon them. But what about the people that wanted to go home and wanted to be Nigerian, Ghanaian, Ethiopians, and they were even Sierra Leone? You deny them of their rights when they had claimed for their nationality. The people refused to build up these countries for the slave masters that only have one thing to give them: madhouse, dead house, and prison. Because you're eating yourself to death, you're drinking yourself to death, you're partying yourself to death, and you're working yourself to death. The only place that you have left is the morgue, the cemetery. Give the people a better life. They want their nationality. They have a right to choose their nationality. Everyone has a right to their nationality. Why make it so hard for the people to own their nationality? It's the same way you're in a house and your wife wants a divorce and she wants to leave because of the atrocity that you're keeping up. You still want to hold her in the house. You start to abuse her. When she wanted to go, she wanted a freedom. The people want a freedom. The people need their freedom. The people want to come out of your colonial mess. Black people in America, they wanted their freedom, their forbearance, until, the children these times, they get comfortable. You don't want the people, you're killing out the people, you're brutalizing the people every day. In the Caribbean, these countries, and instead of having all of this upon you, you don't even want to give the people the nationality that they claim. Everyone has a right to a nationality. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his nationality nor denied the right to change his nationality. That's what we're saying. Everyone has the right to freedom of movements and residence within the border of each state. Everyone has a right to leave any country and to return to his own country. Free the people, free the minds of the people. If all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights, everyone has a right to their portion. Every nation is to sit on their own vine and fig tree. Europe is for the Europeans, the Anglo-Saxons that scatter themselves all over the world. China is for the Chinese, even though they are in different countries of the world doing their business. India is for the Indians, evolving themselves, exalting themselves in the computer world, teaching. Wherever they find themselves, they still own their nationality as Indians. They can return to India wherever they want. So why is it that the Africa which is for the Africans is not supposed to return to Africa when he wants? When the doors are open already, why are you still holding on to the African when the African has claimed for his nationality? I'm not speaking to you there who you are an African and you do not want anything to do with Africa. I am not speaking to you. Please. No comments from you. I am not speaking to you. There are many Africans that have claimed for the African nationality. I'm speaking for them. Why don't you open your mouth and speak for them? Saying Africa is no good. It's you that is no good because you're not doing anything for the upliftment of Africa. Coward you are. Coward you are. Everyone has the right to a nationality, my brother. Everyone has the right to a nationality, my sister. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his or her nationality, nor deny the right to change his or her nationality. Open your mouth and speak for what you want. The stars is yours, and the sun is yours, and the moon is yours. And once it shines for everyone and goes dark for everyone, shows that the Almighty God intended the same for everyone. We don't have a discriminating God. You couldn't have sunshine and other people don't have. God Almighty is not prejudiced against anyone. He couldn't just want the people that is in certain position alone to have these things. And you are denied of your right. But if you want to claim the Caribbean nationality, it's up to you. You have a right. But make sure you get what you're supposed to get from it. If there's something for you. If they're not giving you what you're supposed to get, that means it's not for you. Mr. Prime Minister, Mrs. Prime Minister, Opposition Leader and Governor General, your banking systems and your loan fraternities, housing firm, housing condition, people of housing, Minister of Housing and lands, you have no right to deprive the people of what they should receive. The people could never be citizens of your country. And you make it so hard for the citizens of your country to accumulate land to better themselves and better their conditions. As I said, not everyone wants to return to Africa. However, there are people in your countries, the Caribbean, the Americas, that desire a place to live, that they could be a human, to function as a human with responsibility, with purpose. Make some better way for them. You never own the land. As I said again, I need a formula. And I'm sure they in your country need a formula. Is a little of this, a dash of that, a pinch of this, a measurement of this. They want to know. That means they could even spend their last earnings to take a boat to go out in the middle of the sea, the middle of the ocean, the great oceans that are there, and sprinkle this portion so that something could come from out of the sea, great land mass, and they could own their own lands, own vegetation. Give them the formula, because you seem to have the formula. That you say the land is yours, that you come and born on, and you claim that your father fought for this land. Which father fought for which land? Which land? Come, Mr. Banker, come, Mr. Lawyer, Mr. Insurance claim. Give the people land. Everyone has a right to a nationality. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his nationality, nor deny the right to change his or her nationality. The sun shines for everyone. Give thanks to life above all things. Blessed love.
Mission, Ethiopia, yes, Western world now.
Jah Rastafari as a mission, freedom, redemption, repatriation to learn every man, woman, and children in their own vine and fig tree. Through Marcus Garvey voice. Jah Rastafari.